let's look at 5 essential things your banana plant requires to have good production, to actually have good yield and produce massively. We're going to be looking at number 1, weeding. Why weeding is essential. Weeding is quite important in your banana farm. You don't allow weeds to take over your banana farm because they're going to share the whole nutrient in your farm. What I'm doing at the moment, I'm actually weeding the farm. If you look closely, you will see that our farm is almost taken up by weeds. So we're going to get rid of those weeds to allow the plant to grow very well and actually utilize the full nutrients at their position. So it's very important you weed your farm. Question is, why do you actually weed? Why do you actually weed your farm? So you don't need those grasses to actually take up the nutrients your banana requires to actually produce. Number 1, they're going to require those nutrients to produce. They're going to require those nutrients to grow very fast. They're going to require those nutrients to produce and yield massively. So you must take up those weeds at all times the moment they grow. So what we do is that we weed about 3 to 4 times in a year, or even 5 times in a year. The moment we see weed growing, we take them off, because the bananas, they need those nutrients. Another thing we shall be looking at is actually manure application. If you look at this guy here, you see that it is growing very well. You can see very fleshy. Manure application is very important. So if you must go into banana production or plantain production, you have to have it in mind that manure application, routine manure application, is quite important. Manure is going to provide them with the adequate nutrients that they require to produce. So we're talking about the NPK. This is our cow dung manure. This is our cow dung manure. So we're going to apply the manure to the banana plant. NPK is very important. We're talking about the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So these elements are very, very important in the growth and the production of your banana. Of course, your banana fruit contains a lot of potassium, so they get it from the nutrient in the soil. So this is why you need to actually apply manure at all times. So you can see what we have here is organic manure. So we don't use fertilizers, chemical fertilizers in our farm. It's not healthy for your farm. It's not healthy for your soil. Poultry droppings is very okay. So right now, and very important, when you are very important when applying your manure, please don't apply your manure at the base of the banana. Take them away about 2 feet or 3 feet away from the banana, because you can constantly see the roots away from the banana. They are top feeders, which means that they actually search for their nutrients at the top layer of the soil. So they constantly search around for nutrients. Okay guys, the third point which we're going to look at is actually mulching. Mulching is a very essential farming practice you have to imbibe if you want to have the best of your banana. And mulching also helps in conservation of nutrients, and also helps to regulate the temperature around the banana roots or around the plantain roots. You don't allow excess heat to actually attack the roots of your banana. So mulching, covering the banana roots and the banana environment, is very important. So you can actually do it this way: chop and drop. This is called chop and drop. So when you cut down the excess banana leaves it's very important to drop them at the base of the banana, so they help to actually mulch the banana environment. So that is what we're going to do at the moment. So you can actually use put them around. Doing at the moment, we are carrying out mulching. The fourth point which we are going to look at is actually irrigation. Behind me is our well, is our well tank which we've dug and then covered. So irrigation is very important in your farm, not just in your banana or your plantain farm, but if you must provide, if you want to actually keep producing banana year in, year out, month in, month out, you must have a water reservoir tank that can actually take care of your bananas during the dry season. So over here, this is actually 1st of November 2024. Dry season is actually setting upon us here in Nigeria. So we don't want our bananas to actually dry off or to actually lack water or actually lack production during this season. So we want to have enough water to actually apply in our farm to keep production. One thing is that water, like bananas, they take a whole lot of water. They demand excess water. It helps them in production, it helps them in utilizing the nutrients in the soil. So you must have water for them at all times. So this is our water reservoir. So this is where the collection happens. So the water is being collected here, and then that's the rainwater I'm talking about at the moment. So the rainwater is collected then via that funnel into the tank. So basically what we've done is that we try to utilize the rainwater during the rainy season to actually do this. So you can see this is where our tank will be. Our tank will be on this platform, and this is where we're going to connect the pipe to the tank. So the pump is going to be installed from that point. The fifth point which we're going to be looking at today will be trimming. Of course, I talk about trimming most times in my video, why trimming is very important. So if you look very closely, you will see that this very leaf is drying up. You trim or you prune. Your bananas do not need those drying leaves. Why do you trim? You trim when you have excess leaves on your plant. You trim when you have drying up leaves on your plant. These guys, they take the nutrient requires for the banana to actually shoot and grow very fast. So you don't need excess leaves or dried leaves to be sharing your nutrients with your bananas. Likewise, when you have them in excess. So once they are drying up, it's always good you cut them off to allow the bananas to actually utilize the available nutrients to grow. So trim your banana leaves at all times. Trim when you have excess leaves. At least you should have about 6 or 7 leaves on your banana plant. So when they are dried and when they are in excess, trim them off to help the banana to grow very fast and then produce in time. Alright guys, you might be wondering what I'm doing. I told you the last time that after 2 weeks, this is the right time to actually get rid of the flowers here and the male banana plant. The reason why you take them off is that you want the sufficient nutrient for the banana racks to develop, to yield and then boost very large. So you have to take them off. So the right time to actually take them off is in 2 weeks. By the time the racks must have unfolded, so that's the right time to take the flowers off. And mind you, this one has to go so that the banana will develop very well. we actually want to get rid of this, and then we're going to leave the mother plant. So we want to take about two, three out and leave one to grow with the mother plant. This is the this is the grandmother. We actually harvested a grandmother about 2 months ago. So we have the multiple suckers that I imagine at the moment. So we have to take them out. So it's always good to leave one plant. These guys are going to share the nutrient with the they're going to share the nutrient with the mother plant. So it's not healthy, and the yield will not be massive. So if you want to have a healthy banana plant with sufficient nutrient, always leave at least one sucker or get rid of the whole suckers so that the mother plant can be able to grow and then produce massively. Okay, let me help you identify the, oh, okay, this is called, you can see this leaf, this is called the flag leaf. It's known as the flag leaf. The moment you see this leaf coming out, you know that fruiting is about to set in your farm or in your banana plant. So in less than a week, we're going to see the pod popping out, probably this way or that way. You see that we have a sucker beside it. We have a sucker beside it. This sucker is actually going to replace the mother plant by the time we cut off the fruit. So basically now, in 3 months time, we're going to harvest this banana. This sucker here is actually about 3 months old. It took the mother roughly 17 months to start fruiting. So in 3 months time, we'll harvest this, and probably in 14 months time, this one should be getting ready. So this guy is actually getting ready to start fruiting. So we need to take away some of the leaves, excess leaves. So basically, she needs about 6 or 7 leaves at the moment. So why do you actually take away some leaves? You actually enable the plant to actually fruit on time, and actually direct all the nutrients towards production of fruit. So what does that do to the plant? It actually helps to direct the plant to actually produce early, and as well focus the whole nutrient into the banana fruit that is going to produce. So it's always good to constantly trim your bananas as they grow. It will help in the production of fruits. Yes. All right, guys. I want to actually point out something to us. You see, this banana is actually infected. So I cut it down right now. So always take note, and it's quite unfortunate. This banana was actually growing very well, but it was caught up by disease. This is actually Panama disease. This is actually banana disease. So can I cut it off?